Good evening and welcome to the INSEAD Alumni Balancing Business Awards 2026. Tonight we're celebrating 6 award categories and one very special recognition. 3 threads running through every submission. Leadership sets the pace. Every company that made step change has a senior leader who has made gender balance a personal, visible priority. Not delegated, but owned. Pipeline beats quota. The most sustainable results came from companies that build structured programs years in advance. The payoff is only visible now in the data. And third, parental leave is the new frontier. You cannot close the gender gap for women at work if you don't share the caring gap at home. One number to set the scene. The combined improvement of FTSE Women Leaders rankings in tonight's applicants was over 200 places in 3 years. Not organic, deliberate, sustained change. And a significant portion of it is in this room. Now on to our awards. The first award is Trailblazer. This company is a first-time applicant. 3 years ago, it was below the FTSE 350 average. Today, it's 5th amongst the 5th largest private companies in the UK, 1st in their sector, and 3rd highest improver in the country, a 12.1 percentage point leap in a single year. Their Warehouse to Wheels initiative creates a direct pathway from warehouse floor to HGV cab, a sector where women are mostly absent from the driving seat. Not a policy, a physical rerouting of opportunity. The runner-up is AF Blakely. Congratulations. And now onto the winner. This company has 67% female at Exco, 55% at board level. The chair, the SID, and the CFO are all women. 40 to 60% gender balance target extended to all 50 subsidiaries boards. Most companies are still working on one. Catalyst graduate program, board placement in 7 years. 3 current MDs are alumni. The CEO has been recognized by Involve for 2nd consecutive year running. Leadership at scale across 50 businesses. The winner is Halma PLC. Congratulations. And now on to the second award of the evening, Best Strategy. The runner-up has up to 100 billable hours of credit for inclusion work. 3 years in, 47,000 hours globally. 66% charged by women. D&I no longer comes at a financial penalty to those doing most of it. Women at 41% of new partner elections, held for 5 consecutive years. In the directed group is 52%. The runner-up is Linklaters LLP. Congratulations. And now onto the winner. This company has put in place a real-time digital HR dashboard, continuous monitoring with automated alerts, not a diversity strategy, an operating system. 53% of Leadership Academy participants were women. 80% internal promotions went to women. Women now are 46% of ICT, risk, and finance. Middle management gender pay gap is -3 in women's favor. That is a strategy with teeth. And the winner is TBC Bank. Congratulations. 2 of tonight's winners are first-time applicants. I mentioned this not to embarrass the returning companies, who are very well represented, but because it tells you something. The conversation about gender balance is reaching companies that 5 years ago weren't there. The field is growing. The competition is getting harder. That is exactly what progress looks like. And now on to the third award of the evening, Best Overall. We do not have a runner-up. The judges would not accept it. It was so tight. So we are bestowing highly commended. This company has 54.5% female on the board, and the CEO was awarded the Freedom of the City of London. 3 governance committees chaired by women. It offers 16 weeks fully paid paternity leave, which was introduced in 2025. The median pay gap is down from 40% in 2014 to 19.4% today. A decade of compound, highly commended, is not at all a consolation. In any other year, this is the winner. Highly commended, Investec PLC. Congratulations. And now, the winner has a mean pay gap of 25% in 2021. It went down to 12.1% in 2025, more than half in 4 years. Gender-neutral parental leave since 2020, 14 weeks fully paid. 900 employees have benefited from it thus far. Executive pay explicitly tied to gender balance targets, 40 to 60% by 2030. They have already achieved that. If you had to point at a single company and say, this is what it looks like when it's working, the judges would say, Halma. Congratulations to the winner, Halma PLC. Tonight's applications span the City of London, Wolverhampton, Tbilisi, and Yerevan, which is a sentence I did not expect to be saying at an award ceremony in this room. What it tells you is that this is no longer a British corporate trend or a regulatory compliance exercise. It is a global imperative, and the companies doing it best are not always the ones you had expected. And now onto the fourth award of the evening, Most Impact. A word about tonight's sponsor, Plaidus, home to McVitie's, Godiva, and Ulker, employs 16,000 people across more than 110 markets and has over 180 years of baking heritage. They are signatories of the UN Women's Empowerment Principles with a 2030 goal of 50-50 gender balance in leadership globally. For Plaidus, this is not a side initiative. It is fundamental to how they compete. We are proud and grateful to have them with us tonight. And now on to the runner-up. They launched WIN, Widening Investor Networks. 80% women in its inaugural event. They won the Shareholder Initiative of the Year in 2025. Mean pay gap, 12%, against the Big Four average of 21%. Upper quartile held exactly by 50% female. Bonus receipt, near parity, 79% women versus 80% men. Runner-up by a very narrow margin. The runner-up is Law the Benchers. Congratulations. And now the winner. Mean pay gap 21.2% in 2016, 11.49% in 2025. A historic low, nearly halved over a decade. 80% of new senior hires were women, and only one woman left a senior director report role versus 4 men. The pipeline is not leaking. CEO Carol Welsh arrived in April 23. 2 years later, 5th nationally, 1st in sector, and 3rd most improved. If anyone wants to argue one leader can't make a structural difference, Exhibit A is in the room. The winner is A.F. Lakemore. Congratulations. Sector Excellence, our 5th award. The runner-up is Force in Industrial Goods and Service, a sector where women are structurally unrepresented at every level. Exco, 67% female, board, 55% female. Mean pay gap halved since 2021. The CEO was recognized by Involve for the 2nd consecutive year, targeting gender balance across all 50 subsidiary boards. Runner-up here is not a small thing. It is a high bar cleared by a company that set the bar. The runner-up, Halma PLC. Congratulations. And now onto the winner. 71% of all promotions went to women, and 60% of first-time managerial appointments were female. The Leader Rater program since 2017 has 78% retention, and 54% female. The gender pay gap on comparable roles is 3%, improving year on year. They have a back-to-back program with 1,300 employees who took parental leave between 23 and 25. More men are taking parental leave too. That shift is not incidental to their results. It is the mechanism behind it. And the winner is Lion Finance Group. Congratulations. And now on to our last award, Outstanding Progress. The runner-up was FTSE Leaders, position 84th, moved on to 64th to 52nd over a period of 3 consecutive years. Exco jumped from 15% to 25% female in a single year. Women in Finance target was 35%. They achieved 42%. Median pay gap, 40% in 2014, 19.4% in 2015. 11 years of consistent direction. The runner-up is Investec PLC. Congratulations. And now on to the winner. This company was 94th in 2022 in the FTSE Women Leaders rankings and 22nd in 25. One of the most dramatic climbs in this cohort. Senior female representation, 18.6% in 2018, 41.5% in 2025. 40% target for 28 was met 3 years early. The median pay gap down 6.5 percentage points in a single year. They offer 26 weeks full pay parental leave, 98% maternity return, 100% paternity return. Over 1,000 female financial advisors in a sector where women are 15% of client-facing roles globally. A first-time applicant, 94th, 22nd. The Outstanding Progress Award exists for exactly this. The winner is St. James's Place. Congratulations. One final recognition, outside all other categories tonight. The Distinguished Fellow is not a competitive award. It is bestowed to a company that has done more than you, that has used its platform and leadership to move this conversation forward for others. It hosted a public expert panel on gender balance in British business. The CEO sat as a panelist, not a sponsor. Relationships and conversations seeded well beyond it. Its win, widening investor networks, not a DNA initiative. It's a commercial initiative with social purpose. It won the Shareholder Initiative of the Year in 2025. Lauder Ventures treats gender balance as a business imperative and increasingly as a responsibility to the broader ecosystem. It is with genuine pride that we bestow the Distinguished Fellow on Lauder Ventures. Congratulations. 6 awards, 1 special recognition, over 200 places gained in the FTSE Women Leaders rankings in 3 years. What gets measured gets done. What gets recognized gets repeated. Congratulations to all of tonight's winners and runners-up, and to every company that applied. Your commitment to this agenda matters. Now, I'd like to say a very big thank you to our judges. It was not an easy task. Helen Pitcher, Stanislav Sheshkin, Anna Sofa, and Lee Chambers, thank you. I'd like to also thank our volunteers and board who work all year round behind the scenes. Without them, this would not happen. And to our sponsors, Plaiders, the sponsor of the Most Impact Award, Dawn Capital, our founding partner, and the Institute of Directors, our Balance in Business Awards partner. Thank you, and good night to all.